So talking about question number 4, the houses of a row are numbered consecutively from 1 to 49. Show that there is a value of x such that the sum of the numbers of the houses preceding the house numbered x is equal to the sum of the numbers of the houses following it. Find this value of x. Okay. So the houses of a row are numbered consecutively. We are talking about question number 4. So let us say this is my first house, second house, third house, and so on till the 49th house. This is just like saying first term, second term, third term, 48th term, first term, second term, third term, 48th term, and the 49th term. Now this you can understand, you can relate it with the houses and the numbering of the houses. Show that there is a value of x such that the sum of the numbers of the houses preceding the house numbered x is equal to the sum of the numbers of the houses following it. Okay, what the question is trying to say here is, if I take the sum of all the values here, the sum of the numberings here, which is just like saying that the sum of all these 49 houses that I would have taken is equal to the sum of x plus the sum preceding till x minus 1th term. This is what you are supposed to find out. I'll repeat. It says the houses of a numbered are the houses of a row are numbered consecutively from 1 to a 49. Show that there is a value of x such that the sum of the numbers of the houses preceding the house numbered x. So let's say there is a house numbered x here. So just before x you will get x minus 1th term. So it says such that, I mean, when you add up all the values, adding up all the values should be equal to saying what? Sum of x and sum till the xth term plus the sum till the x minus 1th term. So you have to find out the value of x in such a way. So what do we do in this case? Once we know how to go ahead, the only thing that we need to find out here is what is the value of x here. Okay. Now once we know what we are supposed to do, which is this, we can just substitute the formula and do it. So what is the sum for first 49 terms? You know the formula, and then you have to find out the value of x in such a way. Now x is a term which will be lesser than this. So I can use this formula, but if I have to apply simple logic here, let's say if I have to do it by logic, how to do this? Okay, now the first term, the second house, the third house, fourth house, fifth house, and so on, in between you'll be having, let's say, house number 34, 35, 36, then the 47th house, 48th house, and the 49th house. Now you have already seen my videos earlier in which we have talked about the concept of arithmetic means also. For example, if I have 49 houses, there will be 47 arithmetic means in between, right? Okay. So tell me, what next should we do here? What next? So can I just start off with, let's say if I want to find out the sum for first 49 numbers. What will be the sum for first 49 numbers? This is just like saying sum for first 49 natural numbers is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. And how much does this work out to? Can I say this is 100 by 4? I can. And how much is this? So is it 12.25? So if I divide this by 4, so 12.25. So can I say this is 1225? Okay. Now, this should be equal to, let's say, the sum for first 35 terms plus the sum for first 34 terms. So if I take the sum for first 35 terms, this comes out to be 35 into 36 divided by 2. And the sum for first 34 terms comes out to be a 34 into 35 divided by 2. How much does this work out to? So this is just like 18 into 5 is 90 and 18 into 3 is 54. So this comes out to be 630. and this is just like saying 17 into 35. So 17 into 5 is 75. But are they equal? I mean, have I made some mistake here? Let me just see. Sum for first 49 terms is 49 into 50 divided by 2. So okay, so now when I divide this is fairly okay, this is okay. And how much is 18 into a 35? 18 into a 35 is 18 into 5 is 19, 18 into 3 is 54, so this makes it 630. And then the sum for first 34 terms is just like saying 17 into 35. So 17, oh, so this is 595. Now the point here is, how did I get to these values? Okay, this is the point here. So now, as I said that you are supposed to use the concept of arithmetic means. So now when you are using the concept of arithmetic means, how many arithmetic means would you get in between? So in between you are getting 47 arithmetic means. So when you are getting 47 arithmetic means, which will be the mean of these 47 arithmetic means? The mean of these 47 arithmetic means would be the 24th arithmetic mean. Is it correct? So 1 plus 47 is how much? 48 divided by 2 is 24. So the value that you had to take here had to be a value which is greater than 24. The first point. Now when you say 24 and then you say okay, 1, 24 and 47. Now what is the mean of 24 and 47? So you'll say 24 and 47 makes it how much? How much is it? 69, right? Now how can I write 69 such that the difference between them is minimum? I repeat, how can I write 69 as a sum of two numbers such that the difference between them is they are consecutive to each other, which is 34 and 35, which is what I have taken. I repeat, how have I done this? And this is the best way of doing it. Otherwise you can always form equations and you can get to the answer. So what is the equation format that you'll be using? Sum for first x terms, let's say, and the sum for first x minus terms. This is the formula that you are going to use, and the sum for first 49 terms. So the sum for first x terms would be starting off with 1 into 1 plus x by 2, and the sum for first x minus 1 terms would be 1 to x minus 1 becomes what? So you'll be using it that. So x into x plus 1 by 2 and x minus 1 into x divided by 2, and then the sum for first. So there you solve for x and you get the value of x as 35 and 35. What I did here was I said that if you are taking 49 terms of an arithmetic series, how many arithmetic means would you get? So the answer is, you will be getting how many arithmetic means? You will be getting 47 arithmetic means. Among these 47 arithmetic means, which will be the mean of these arithmetic means, that will be the 24th mean. Now when you are taking the 24th mean, that ideally would be the 25th term of the arithmetic series, as we have already discussed the formula for the same. So this 24th mean, we know that this is the mean, but when we talk about the arithmetic series, it will be the 25th arithmetic series. That will be the 25th term in the arithmetic series. Okay. Now when I take the mean of this 24th and the 47th arithmetic mean, what do I get? I get it as 69 divided by 2. So you just add these numbers and you divide it by 2. When you add these numbers and when you divide it by 2, so the thing was, you will say what? The 34th mean and the 35th mean would be the mean of these. And why are we taking the mean? The mean is nothing but you are just adding the series. Because you know that if I add the first term and if I add the last term and if I divide it by 2, that is just like saying the arithmetic mean of the entire series. Which is just like saying the second term plus the second last term divided by 2 is the arithmetic mean of the series, is what I have done. So this is the best way of solving this question. Let us move on to the next question, which is question number 5. Talking about question number 5, it says a small terrace. So we are referring to the figure that they have given there. So referring to that figure, it says a small terrace at a football ground comprises of 15 steps, each of which is 50 meter long and built of a solid concrete. Each step, so now if I say, let's assume that this is a step, right? This is a step, and then you have another step, and then you have another step, then you have another step, and this is how let's say a small terrace of a football ground comprises of, so this is a small terrace. So once you start building up steps after steps, first step, and how many such steps you are supposed to take? 15 such steps you are supposed to take. And then from the side, when you're building up the steps, you will see that a triangle will get formed. So when I'm putting, so please see it cross section wise. If I put one step and then I put another step after this and then another step after this, and then I keep on climbing the steps from this side, when you are watching, you will see that the incline increases. This is the height and this is the base. Right. Coming back to the question now, if I just tilted the width of every step. So if I talk about the length of every step is 50 meter long, and you have 15 such steps. Now, what are you supposed to do? So there is a tread that you are supposed to do, and then there is a height of this. So tread is what? Tread is just like talking about. So if I say this is the length of the step, this is the breadth, and this is the height. So kind of a cuboid is what they are talking about. So what am I supposed to do? I am supposed to take the steps like this. So when I take the step, this is 50 meter. When I talk about from this end to this end, the height here, the height that they are talking about here is 1/4 of a meter, 1/4. And then when you move on to the next step, kind of a cuboid is what I was talking about. So which is just like talking about the breadth of this cuboid. So this breadth is 1/2 meter. So when you keep on combining all such steps, when you see it from this side, so let's say this was the first step. When you move on from the first step to the second step, second to the third, third to the fourth, and so on. So in total you have, so let's say this was the first step and this is the 15th step. When you see it, so when you see somebody climbing and when you see it as a cross-sectional view, you will see that there is a horizontal which gets created and a height that gets created because of this. Okay, so, and the height when you're talking about, and then when I talk about the distance here, now this distance, we know that this, so once you turn it like this, once you turn it and you put the steps here, you will come to see that now here, if I just extend it here and want to see the third dimension here, now this third dimension from here to here, let's say it's just like saying A to B, because you have turned the steps. So you have the first step, you have the second step, you have the third step, and so on. Right? Okay. So now what it says basically is, what are you supposed to find out? Calculate the total volume of concrete required to build the terrace. Okay. Now what is the volume of a cube? So you put one step. So let's say if I put one step, now after this step I am supposed to put another steps also. Correct? So now what is the volume for one such step? So the volume for this step will be what? Volume is length into breadth into height. What is the length here? 50 meters. What is the breadth here? 1/2 meter. What is the height here? 1/4. So this comes out to be how much? This comes out to be 50 by 8 meter cube. The point here is how many such, steps would you require to build this up? So how many such would you require to build them up? It's just like saying, now if I put one step, let's say this was the base step. Now if I'm putting up another step, how many would I be requiring? I mean, if I have to go above this, so I need a pedestal for this as well. So it will be just like saying after one, you have to put up two to come up from this level. So because first you lay down all these steps. So first you lay down all 15 steps, let's say. Now from the second, you require one more, which is 2. From the third you require, so which is just like saying another. So can I say this is just like saying till the 15th step, and you know what is the sum for first 15 natural numbers? The sum for first 15 natural numbers is 15 into 16 divided by 2, which is just like saying 15 into 8. So how many such steps would be required? These many steps would be required. and the volume of concrete which is required, volume required for one such step. The volume required for one such step is how much? 50 by 8 meter cube. So what is the volume required for these many steps? So volume required for 15 steps. Will be how much? The product of this into this, which is just like saying 15 into 8 steps into 50 by 8 meter cube, which is just like saying 750 meter cube. Though we see that in your books they have given this as an optional exercise, but I would strongly suggest that we should do this exercise because this takes our learning to the next level. Now when I say next level, it takes it to a real life application, because if you would see question number 5 or if you see any other question that you would have done, most of these questions are real life examples wherein, let us say, if you had to engineer the making of this wall or these number of steps, this is the mathematics behind that. So if you feel that this video was really informative, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you get regular updates from us. If you want us to do videos on specific topics, don't hesitate and put it in the comment section so that we can do it for you. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.